What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. I hope y'all are having a great weekend, and uh, mine's going good. Mine's going really, really good. I can't complain. I did buy a 3090 recently. You guys were asking, was I replacing pads on it? What was going to go on with that? I plugged my 3090 in, and it was doing, after letting it run for a while and messing with the core clocks, bringing power up, bringing power down, messing with the memory, I could not get it to do more than 105 to 106 mega hash, and then she was thermal throttling. She was actually running about 270 to 280 watts, no matter if I turned power all the way up, left power unlocked, turned power down. It didn't matter. 105 mega hash, that's all she wrote. And I'm like, that happens. A lot of people have 3090s that are throttling. So I was recommended the thermal right pads. Apparently, a lot of people use these and have really, really good success. And I looked online, and some people were like, oh, I use the 2.5s. Oh, I use the 1.5s. Oh, I use the 1.0s. And then I ran across a thread where a guy's like 2.0 is the magic number for thermal right pads on the EVGA XC3. That's the card that I have. So I got the 2.0s. I popped it open. On top of the power delivery, the VRMs, there's actually thermal putty there. So it was recommended to leave the putty there. I cleaned it off and then I like reapplied it. It's basically just kind of like a really, it's like a putty. I have a video of all this that I'm going to put afterwards. I figured I'd just give a little context ahead of time. So I reused the putty on top of the VRMs, and then on top of the actual memory modules, I peeled those pads off and I replaced them with these pads. They look really, really close to the same size, but they don't look exact. So that had me a little concerned. I put it all back together. It went back together pretty cleanly. No issues there. Replaced the back side thermal pads on the memory chips with these 2.0s also. Put it all back together, fired it up, and it was doing around 212 to, or sorry, 112, not 212. That'd be crazy. About 112 to 113 right out of the box. And then all of a sudden it crept back down to about 110. If you guys don't know, a 3090 should be up in the mid 120 range. Some people can get them 125. Some people can get them even a little bit more. So 110 mega hash is an improvement from where I was. So I did actually improve some of the heat transfer from the memory chips out to the actual cooler. But I put a fan on it. I gave it extra airflow. This is not the exact recipe to fully fix the thermal issue on the XC3. So I ordered 2.25, 2.5, 1.75, and 1.5 pads coming in because I'm going to replace the thermal putty on top of the VRMs next time while I'm in there because I don't want to reuse that again. And instead of going with thermal putty, they recommended going with 1.5 pads. And then what was it? There was a couple other things. Oh, I'm gonna take the 2.0 pads out, and some people said the 2.25 pads have a little bit more squish. So I'm gonna try 2.25. I actually think I need to go the opposite way. I think I need to go to like a 1.75 or maybe even a 1.5 pad on the memory modules to get better heat transfer. So I figured, it's worth a shot. I can try it multiple different ways, maybe make a video out of it and, see my experiences here. Some people told me it doesn't matter what kind of pads you put on the XC3s, you're not going to get full hash rate unless you add some of the heat sinks onto the backside of the card. I really don't want to do that, so I'm going to try to do everything I can to get her right on the original cooler. Now, with that being said, let me click on over here and show you guys what kind of hash rate we're getting right now. And it doesn't even matter what clocks I do. I can go more aggressive or less aggressive on my clocks. It doesn't matter because she's throttling and she pulls it right back down to 110 after like 10 minutes, not even. There she is right there, EVGA 3090, 110.3 mega hash. Absolutely rock steady. It has like very little variation. 284 watts. Even though I'm giving it a 300 watt power limit, I can set it for 350. It will not go over like 280 something because when the memory starts overheating, it throttles it and it pulls back power for the entire card. I have core set at 1400, memory set at 700. It doesn't matter. I can turn it up. I can turn it down. 110 mega hash is where she lives. Now, if I power the card down and cool it off, or let it cool off, and then I power it right back up, She spikes up to like, 112, 113 for maybe a minute, but as soon as it heat soaks, she's right back down to 110. So I did improve about 5 mega hash, but in my opinion, I was hoping to go from like 105 up to 125, and that would have been a best case scenario. So I can't complain because I did actually gain mega hash, and we're working towards the right direction. But if any guys have any recommendations or you want me to try anything, comment down below. I did see where they make like a back plate, or you take your factory back plate off, and this new one sits over top of the memory modules, and it's basically a heat sink, and it's got a fan on it. And that sits up against the like the memory pads or whatever, or the memory chips. I don't know how that works though for actually holding your card together, because your back plate kind of holds the front side of the card on. I'm not sure. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna play the time lapse clip after this of me taking the card apart, putting it back together, taking it apart. So if you like that kind of stuff, hang around, watch it. Other than that, I'm out. Take it easy. Have a good one. And we'll see you on the next one. I figured it's just as good for me to show you guys when I do something and it doesn't quite pan out as it is for me to show you guys when I do something and it works perfect every time, because nothing works perfect every time. I'm far from perfect. We're all human, and yeah, maybe you've run into this situation and you're a little curious. So I think the title of this video, I should put it like RTX 3090 change thermal pads, still throttling. That might be too long. Anyway, roll that clip.